Let's be real. Those were fun games.
I never played it.
I played it. Absolutely. It's our job. And even though we trust each other, and I would be completely 100% fine with my girls spending out at your house,
right.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't, because we're sticking to our guns. It's the principle. It's the value.
Right.
But we don't really need to, because we always with each other anyways, kicking it till late night.
Exactly.
And then when we're tired. We go home, and then we kick it the next day, you know?
That's right. And you're in your own space. You're comfortable. You had a great time.
Yeah.
And until next time, right? But like you said, we see each other so often. They should be okay with just coming in, hanging out, and going home.
It's like, oh, you're going to go somewhere? Cool. I'm going too.
Right.
I got my wallet. Do you have a wallet?
Yeah.
Do you have a wallet?
Bring
All right. I'm going to go with you. You want snacks, right? You want Starbucks, right? Your mom's coming.
Right.
But also the fear thing. Like a lot of people are like, no, we don't do sleepovers because I said so. No. Remember that time when the dad, poisoned the 5 girls in their smoothies? Like, you never know. Like, I think it's okay to bring the real world in and show them and use the real world things that happen that we see on social media or in the newspaper and bring it into the conversation. Guess what happened? This girl had a sleepover and she got drugged and this and that. I am completely fine with putting a little bit of fear in it.
I like that you brought that up, because I think it's important to know how to have these conversations with your children. And when you're talking about, 12, 13 plus year old girls, it's very appropriate to have those conversations with them about,
real life
real
events.
World experiences. That's right.
Because that's how they can relate. It's like a broken record. Yeah, Mom, I know it's not safe. But when you really show them other people that have experienced bad things and how it ruined their life and how it changed the course of their life, they can relate. Because I know my kids do. Yeah, my girls relate to that. When I told them that smoothie story and it was like, you like smoothies, right? You like smoothies?
You've been drinking them smoothies, honey. What?
Oh, smoothie? Yes, please. Like, you want some Jamba Juice? And Gigi's like, I was like, it's okay to have a smoothie. Okay. It's okay.
From mommy.
You with your mama.
Right. Not some rando. No,
but that's how I know that like the little bit of fear, like real world things, is okay to share with the girls or even my son.
And you shift from, maybe back in the day with our parents, it was because I said so.
Yeah.
Now,
but my mom let me do sleepovers.
My mom did not.
Nothing happened. Well, I mean, things happened, but nothing happened like in that way. But like I was exposed to things like the internet wasn't around.
90% of the influence that your children have on them
is the children,
comes from outside,
and that's a whole nother episode.
Most of their
that is a whole nother episode.
They spend most of their day outside the house.
More things come when your parent is not present, so they may take that opportunity to be like, "Oh my gosh, like look what I seen," because they're waiting for that moment when their parent is not present.
I'll tell you what made me know early on that I wouldn't do sleepovers. I had. Obviously I had a bunch of friends growing up.
Right. I remember you telling me something about this. Yeah. When we were talking about it.
So many people just expressing, their hurts, their experiences growing up that I had no idea existed, and here I am, this young teenager hearing my friends give me these horror stories of what was happening to them by people they knew. And I remember thinking to myself like, oh my God, thank you, Mom, for not ever letting me sleep outside of the house, because it shows you, this world is a really bad place.
And it only takes one night.
That's it. One experience.
One night to ruin your life. That's all it takes.
So I knew, once I started having children, my husband and I were like, no, they don't sleep outside of this house.
And I'll be honest with you, the protecting my husband and son thing did not come until a few years ago. That never really dawned on me until I heard some of the experiences that things had happened, and I didn't really think about that. And when I brought it to you, we were like, absolutely. Then we had that conversation, which made me want to do this episode in the first place,
Exactly.
And it's just and I don't want my son to be sleeping all night and then someone accuse him of something, because how can I defend my son? They're like, were you in the room? Well, no. Well, how do you know it didn't happen? Well, I don't know. That's a case that I cannot prove.
That's right.
Otherwise, it's just us against this girl.
That's right. And it's one thing to protect them from someone telling lies, but it's also another thing to protect them from temptations, because we're human,
Absolutely.
Right? So,
they're preteens. There's natural things, natural feelings.
Hormones are flowing, they're acting all crazy through adolescence, and, a friend brings over a pretty, one of your sisters brings over a pretty little friend. you also have to protect them from their own temptations because they're real. Because we've all thought someone else was pretty or cute. And,
and those games like spin the bottle and
oh my God.
They were fun.
Oh my God.
Let's be real. Those were fun games.
I never played it.
I played it. I'm not saying
I wasn't kissing anyone.
But they were fun at that age, that middle school age, because it was like, you know,
I was too much of a tomboy. I'm not playing spin the bottle.
Yeah, I was.
I'd have been like, no thanks.
I remember like my first boy-girl sleepover. Like nothing happened, but it was just exciting. I remember like trying to be cute, like wear makeup, like not eat in front of anybody.
That's what I'm saying. You know, there are things going on in our kids' heads, so it doesn't make them bad. It just makes them kids growing up trying to figure out, you know, their identity, you know, how people accept them, who they like, what they don't like. So you protect them from that because I don't need any pretty little girls over here tempting my son or my son tempting some pretty little girl because my son is cute too.
Oh, he's cute.
Just saying.
He's very cute.
Right.
You also talk about like the influences, like they're 90%, they come from their friends. Yeah. And we can't always control that. Like, don't be friends with them. Don't be friends with them. What we can do is we can encourage them to be better friends with certain kids, but we can teach them like what signs to look for. Oh, this happened? How did it make you feel? Did it make you feel like that was a good friend? Did it make you feel like they had your back? Oh, well, guess what, honey? That's not a good friend. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
We've had some situations and conversations that I could bring up about that. But yeah, the sleepovers is a no-no for me.
Yeah, it's a no for me. And here's the thing. There are moms that do it and
that's okay.
And that's okay.
And we talked about this going into this.
Yes, it's your comfortability.
Like we wanted to make the point that it's your choice. Like you can choose to have sleepovers or not. It's your choice. But we're just bringing some experience and different perspectives to the table to help you make that choice. The number one thing that you said was, you know, you have to keep your kids safe. It's our job. No one else can do that but us.
That's right.
Right?
You can't take back what's happened.
Yeah.
So the best thing you do is be offensive, right? Like be proactive about your decisions, stick to your decisions, and, you know, continue to explain it and express it to your kids. Like, this is why. And as things go on, the real world experiences
or if you
that we
do,
see, keep talking to them
if
about
you
them.
do decide to do sleepovers, you know, make sure you have that good connection. Make sure you're aware of certain signs.
Absolutely. Communicate with your child. I think communication is so key with your kids. Have a relationship to where you can pick up their social cues, right?
When you know.
Right.
You know,
you can pick up their social cues. If they come home and they're withdrawn and quiet and sad, ask questions, you know, like try to figure out what's going on before they leave. Also equip them with the right tools to be able to deal with things. You know, have your safe words. Here's your cell phone. You know, stay in contact with me throughout the night. Keep your phone
safe
on.
words are big.
Text me. Yes. And they should obviously at this age, but maybe some don't know, teach them good touch, bad touch. Teach them if something doesn't feel right, trust your intuition. Call me.
How to get out of situations too.
Right.
Like what things to say when you feel uncomfortable. Like preparing them for that situation.
You have to open up conversations prior to and afterwards, right? How was it? Anything go on you want to talk about? Is everything okay? Does anyone make you feel uncomfortable? You know, did anyone come into the room in the middle of the night and stare at you for a few minutes? Just make sure you're talking to them.
Oh, that is creepy.
Listen, that happens.
But I feel like that's what happens because they test the waters, right?
Exactly. They want to know, is this kid even aware?
That's so scary.
You have to remember that they don't become predators when the child shows up at their house. They're already predators. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're
testing the waters.
Listen.
It may but that's the thing.
Know what they're doing.
That's the thing. It may not happen that first night. It may happen the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th night.
Exactly.
So the more comfortable and the more our guard is down, we're putting them into harm's way even more because it happens in those situations. So when they're consistently coming over and they're thinking about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You even teaching your child like to pick up their social cues. How is he looking at you?
Right.
How does he greet you or she? You know, do they say weird things that make you uncomfortable? Just literally keep that line of communication open and the trust to be able to have the conversations with your kids. that's a whole nother thing. But
Yeah.
you just
but
want
you don't,
to have
you
those lines
also
of
don't
communication
like,
open.
we think we know our kids. How many times have we seen kids that have committed suicide and the mom had no idea what they were going through? Like, and we are very connected and involved with our kids. We pick up on our face. We know when something's wrong with my kid, I'm like, what's wrong? I
Right.
see it in your
Absolutely.
face. I see it from across the playground. You coming to pick you up from school. I see it.
right.
But we cannot be oblivious that things may
Might miss
pass
something.
us.
That's right. We might
And we
miss
may
something.
not know. Something may be going through that we haven't seen before, and we don't know what it's like, right?
That one day you're too busy to ask, hey, what
Yeah.
happened? How you feeling? What's going on?
And that happens when we have a lot of kids.
And a lot of
Yeah.
responsibilities.
So we're not saying don't have sleepovers, but we're saying make your own choice, but be conscious about your choice and prepare your kids.
Protect them.
Protect them at all costs.
Communicate.
Protect your family at all costs. Protect yourself from catching a case. Like you
right.
just don't know what these kids are going through.
right.
And new friendships can be exciting. New friendships could be exciting. Like, oh, this girl's so sweet. Like, let's get connected. Let's have them do more things, but you never know.
You know,
Yeah. So it's a no for sleepovers for me.
it's an absolute no for me.
Yep. All right, guys. We will see you in the next one.
Take care.